Ta-da! Hold on, let's get the music. There we go. Greetings. Okay. How art thou? People. We are back to streaming. Sorry, just a second. I need to get something set up. Here we go. How is everyone? Welcome to the stream. So yeah, we are back to animating the Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer instead of the Captain America video. Oops, I have my volume on my phone on. Instead of animating the Captain America video, I'm still gonna do the Captain America video, but I'm putting a pause on that because it's already like over. It's been 10 days since July 4th, which July 4th was the reason why I was making that Captain America video. So we're just putting a pause on that. Because the release of Spider-Man Brand New Day is coming up like almost here now. So I want to be able to get this video at least before the movie comes out. Otherwise, I don't know. I won't be as happy. Hey, Couch Potato Films, welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining. Let me know if there are any audio issues or anything else of the sort that you need changed. But yeah, we have this shot set up already. Which I just put Spider-Man in here so I could have him in the thumbnail, but I do not plan to film both of them in the same shot here because that would be quite difficult to do. But well, yeah, so what I'm planning is that we're gonna just film the boomerang part here, and then I'll either still keep this same setup and then film the Spider-Man stuff, and then I'll just like add him in post like that. Which I did for a similar shot. I did for the tarantula shot. This shot here. I filmed him with the same background and setup already there. But I just did some editing to then edit him back in. But that took a lot of time to do. Because that's what I was doing yesterday. I was just kind of testing to see how that did end up working. To determine whether I'd do it again for this video. Or for this shot, I mean, but we'll see. Hey, Smash Bricks Productions, welcome to the stream. Thank you. I'm really proud with how these shots have been turning out, but they take a while. Yeah, it is a tricky shot, Couch Potato. I have here, let me just take this. I'm gonna be very careful. But I'm just gonna take this off real quick. But I have this whole setup. It's kind of like scaffolding or whatever to keep this thing up, which is kind of fun. But yeah, and then I just kind of have this laying on here, but kind of like wedged between some bricks and these fences, but we'll see. This will be the recreation of all time. I appreciate that, man. Coming from the guy that made all of those MCU recreations, that really means a lot to me, so thank you. Gotta go now. Sorry for leaving on such short notice, but I shall be watching this when it comes out. Alright, awesome. Maybe I'll make a Brand New Day animation as well. You should. I mean, the movie's coming out soon, so the hype is getting high. But thanks for dropping by, even if it was for a short bit. Hopefully you can join more for next stream. But yeah. Yeah, so I can show you a little bit more of what I was doing with the tarantula shot. Here we go. Where I filmed all this, the cop and Spider-Man moving slowly, and then I took them out, but kept the whole set, and then just animated tarantula. And DaVinci Resolve, my editing software, has kind of like an AI tool that I can use where I can just like, you know, put down dots essentially on the character here, and it will mask the whole thing and cut everything out itself. But sometimes it'll kind of chip off the character or add some of the sticky tack or some of the stuff around him. I found a couple workarounds to make it do that as less as possible, and then also I was able to cut and erase that stuff out of frame. But it did take a lot of time. I think if I do it again, it will take less time because that I just know how to do it now, or just the workarounds now. But it's it's still going to be a bit of a challenge, so I'm debating whether I'm going to film this shot in the same way as I did that, or if I'm just going to green screen Spider-Man. We'll see. One of the reasons why I wouldn't just simply do a green screen is because, which, I mean, there's workarounds for this too, but I don't want to have much green light shining onto Spider-Man. So I want to like keep a similar light setup for this, so we'll see. Yo, Mecha G75, welcome to the stream. Do you have the brand new Day Spider-Man figure? I do, in fact. Hold on. I had him somewhere in here. Here we go. Ta-ta. He's right here. Oh. I got 2 of the brand new Day Spider-Man sets. The only one I didn't get was the statue, or the action figure, I guess, because I just didn't care for it. But I've gone too far into production to switch the figures now, so I'm sticking with the Spider-Man I've been using. I shot mine on green screens. I just feathered the edges as much as possible. Yeah. Yeah, and like yours looked great too. And it's just like I've only used green screen so little, or I haven't used it a bunch, so it's like not necessarily one of my strong suits. I haven't really used it, period, since I've been doing stuff on PC or on my computer and webcam. I used to do it on mobile. There was a decent part where there's a phase, I guess, where I did a decent bit of green screen, but I definitely want to get better at it because it is a very useful tool. What I'm kind of thinking is that I'll keep all my lights that I have off screen, but I'll just tear down like this set and maybe the buildings as well, and just put a green, like a bunch of green paper or whatever on the floor here, and try to adjust the lights here and there to keep the green from shining onto Spider-Man, so I can like still keep the same kind of light on Spider-Man instead of, I don't know, stuff changing. Because if I can keep all the lights that you can't see on camera because they're off camera, I want to make it look as close as possible as I can to make it look like that he's actually here. So, but there's a lot of different ways to do it, and none of them are really easy necessarily, or they all have their pros and cons. But we'll see. Spidey World says, "Can you say hi to me?" I say hi to you, Spidey World, or Spidey's World. Sorry. Hi, how are you? I hope you're having a good day. I have been having a pretty decent day myself. Yeah, I wanted to stream yesterday, but some stuff got in the way. But I got this shot set up yesterday, which now I'm thinking I'd have to move the camera a bit, just a little bit. But the way that I have the camera on this support thing, it's it'll move over time. So that's a little scary. I think that's a little better. Something else that it's like that I was trying to accomplish here is that I wanted to... Can I move this thing? I wanted to like get the light shining here. Like it's reflecting a bunch on the in the trailer. Which I think in one of the TV spots that they've released since the first trailer, they removed that big light that's shining off the building, which I actually really liked. I wish they kept it. But we'll see whenever the final movie releases. But I think I'm just gonna have to do that in post because I'm using most of my lights already, and I couldn't quite get that reflection, which I knew that I wasn't going to be able to get that reflection at all. I just wanted to like see if I can shine some more light on it. But it started messing up some other stuff on the set. But I think it's something I can add post. Could add a flashlight. I could add a flashlight, but then it's like I have to find a way to keep it supported because I don't have much stuff to actually keep something that I don't have a tripod for or something like that supported. I used to have some stuff, but I don't know where they went. I think I'll just do it in post. I'll just have this base image. I'll have like the light, and then maybe like just, I don't know, digital light. Probably also add some. Again, I don't quite know how to do that, but I can find out. And then I'll add the boomerangs on top of this frame, and then I'll add Spider-Man on the very top. But yeah. Surprised that Lego copied my scorpion tail design. Oh, did they? That's awesome, actually. Well, I mean, like, I'm not sure if... That would be cool if they saw your design and decided to use it. I mean, it's a good design. It works. DeadX Gaming 77, welcome. You must do the new trailer too. Ooh, I don't know. I'm kind of after this, I'm kind of done recreating for a bit anyways. Not like 100% like never, because I definitely want to recreate more stuff from movies or whatever, but oof. I don't know. There's some shots in that new the second Spider-Man trailer where I'm just like, that's gonna take so much time. Where I wanna get on to other projects like the Captain America video I want to finish. I also want to do a Daredevil video at some point. And then also, like, it's kind of crazy that we're halfway through the year now. And so now I'm trying to think, because I wanted to do a Christmas video last year, but I didn't have enough time or started too late. So I'm now trying to like look further ahead to know what's the best time to start that so I can have it released around Christmas. And then I also want to do the Spider-Man versus Venom Part 2. So we'll see what happens. There's a lot of moving parts, and I'm also at the same time wanting to get Rhinos Galore, my second channel, up and running, and trying to get like a video a week out on that, which those take a while. But I'm really wanting just to really quickly just focus on this Spider-Man video and get it out as soon as possible, and then I think I'm going to start like be more consistent on Rhinos Galore. Yeah. Is Spot gonna make a sneaky cameo? Maybe he already has. It's possible he already has. He actually already has. So that is something that you guys will have to spot around for, I guess, when it releases. Oh, telekinesis. That's funny. Smash Brick Productions. I wish I had telekinesis. It makes so much stuff so much easier. But unfortunately, that is just fiction. What shots did you do, Brickster? For the trailer? Hold on. I'm making Spider-Man eat the rhino. You're making... Wait, what? That sounds so random. That's hilarious. I just wanted to pop by Brickster. I might come back. All right, awesome. See ya, man. Thanks for dropping by. Okay. It is easier though whenever you're working on these videos or on these shots with just animating one character one by one. Because if I was trying to animate Spider-Man and Boomerang in this shot, oosh, that would not be fun. That would not be fun at all. It'd be challenging. That's one of the reasons why I did the tarantula thing differently, especially with how slow both of all the characters are moving. I didn't want to keep, like, if I didn't want to mask all of this and like keep taking them on and off, because I knew that I wouldn't be able to put it back exactly how it was, and so it disrupts some of the motion. So I animated it separately because of that. And I think the final product of that actually did end up looking really good. It just took a while. I gotta go have lunch now. I'll catch you later. Awesome. Wow, lunch. That's crazy. For me, it's 9:10 p.m. Insane. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna repose Boomerang a bit here, because what I've noticed in this trailer, or in the trailer here, his arms are a lot more, I guess, up-ish. Instead of, like, they're not, like, already, like, tilted down. They're more tilted up and kind of going down a bit. So this is me trying to get as close as possible. And, it's not always the best thing to obsess over it. So let's see how this will go. I did do some more work on the Captain America video after the stream. Not as much as I wanted to, but I got some really cool shots that I might actually have to show you guys today on the stream, and just show you guys what I did, because I think there's one shot that is I think one of the just like cool, maybe not one of the coolest shots I've ever done, but one of the shots I'm most proud of. Hey, what's up? J Dizzle, is that how you pronounce it? Welcome to the stream. Okay, it's something like this-ish. It does look a little weird whenever you have just like these socket pieces. So I'm trying to find the right... Oh no. That looks a little better, I guess. What camera and app do you use? I use the Logitech, or no, the Logitech, or the Logi C920 webcam. Correct me if that's not the right name, because sometimes I forget what the name is. And I use Dragon Frame as my software for my PC to do the stop motion, which Dragon Frame is expensive. If you don't have the budget for it, I suggest just using Stop Motion Studios. I'm still working on the Hulk versus Thor stop motion. Oh, nice. How is that going? Going good? Yeah, how long have you been working on that? It's been a couple weeks, right? Awesome. Glad to hear it's going good. Think around 8 days, because that's when you started your stream. Oh, was it 8 days ago? I haven't been keeping track of much stuff. Oh yeah, no, that makes sense, because... Yeah. Because I was streaming like a couple days after July 4th or something. Are you excited for Spider-Man Brand New Day? I am hyped. I am so excited. I am... How many frames do it? Okay, 15. Cool. It is... I mean, I think Doomsday, I'm still going to say, is my most anticipated movie of the year. But... I don't know. Spider-Man Brand New Day is getting there. I'm really hyped for that. But also the Odyssey. I am so excited for the Odyssey. Like, I can't wait. I got my tickets. Not seeing it opening weekend because my family and I like going to movies together, and so some of us had conflicting schedules, so we're watching it the following Tuesday. But yeah, we're excited for that. I'm also not seeing Spider-Man on opening weekend, unfortunately, because I got my tickets a little late, and I want to, whenever I watch a movie, I like having good seats in theaters. And so at my local theaters, a bunch of most of the good seats were all gone and kind of scattered throughout, and so we like watching movies together. So we are also doing it the following Tuesday, which we like going to Cinemark, and on Tuesdays they have like half tickets off, or like the tickets are like essentially like almost half off, so that is always a win. Hey, DCO Lego Mess. Welcome to the stream. How are you? Oh yeah, Doomsday is rumored to be 2 hours and 46 minutes. I heard something about that the other day, or was it today? I mean, like, that sounds good to me. I know that the Russo brothers were like, they had an interview. Oh, like not too long after the original announcement that they were coming back for these movies, and they were thinking that Doomsday would be about 2.5 hours, and Secret Wars would be probably about 3 hours. So, just like Infinity War and Endgame. So we'll see how that goes. I'm pretty sure that it's longer than Brand New Day. Yeah, I think so too. I think Brand New Day already had its runtime revealed, right? It's like 2 hours and 15 minutes, 20 minutes, something like that. Okay, so since my table, it isn't necessarily super wobbly. It's just like what I have, like I have my camera attached to this, like, not tripod thing. It's like one of those, I don't know, like stands. I don't know how to describe it. Anyways, it's clamped to the table, and it has joints for me to like go and pose or position the camera better. And so that is not the sturdiest thing. And so I'm moving my Dragon Frame controller onto my desk and not my table, because every time I press anything on it, it moves it makes the camera move a little bit, which I want to avoid as much as possible. Especially when dealing with a shot like this. So if you hear buttons pressed really close to the mic, that's because I have the controller pretty close to the mic right now. So if that bothers you, my apologies. It might not actually be a big deal, so I might be able to move it back. Hey, Brick Asylum Studios, welcome to the stream. Don't skip something red from your gallery. That's funny. For those of you who are not on Instagram, Brick Asylum Studios put on his story a photo of Spider-Man, because he's also making a Brand New Day video. It's like a parody, which I'm voicing Spider-Man in it. So if you haven't subscribed to Brick Asylum, go do so. But he just posted a picture of the Spider-Man figure that he's using and posted it on his Instagram story, where it's like, just post something from your gallery that has red. But it's one of those things where it's like you can add your own thing to your own story. But yeah, that's what he did, and I didn't skip, because there was a caption that said don't skip, and so I did the same thing for this shot. Actually, I took a picture that's similar to this, but not this exact picture, and put it on my story. I don't quite know why I went and described all that to you guys, but I did. So, ta-da. Is Spider-Man versus Hulk... Wait, is the Spider-Man versus Hulk epic clash set worth it? Probably not for $90. I did it because, I don't know, like, I think it's a fun set. It's a good set. For me, as someone who makes stop motions and, you know, is a Marvel fan where a lot of stuff takes place in New York, I like to have as many buildings as possible. Or I just love all the sets that they've been making with the buildings. As a little kid, I've always wanted a big Lego city, and I'm not quite getting the big Lego city that Lego promoted at that time or whatever, but I'm getting something kind of close to that, and it makes me happy. But like, I'd probably wait for it to go on sale, unless if you really want it, because it does come with some really nice minifigures, which these are not the legs that came with Boomerang, the Boomerang figure. These are actually from the Marvel CMF series from Black Goliath. I think the character's name was from What If. But the official legs are these ones right here, and they don't have white boots, and I wanted those white boots. But I don't know. It's really stressful to carry around or move, because if you hold it on the right areas, the wall, the front of the building will start like getting destroyed or whatever, and that's not always the best. But I like the build. It's basic or whatever, but it's just good to have more buildings. And plus, it's actually the building you see right there. Here, let me point with the mouse. Right here in the corner, that's the building right there. But yeah. I bought Lego lights, and I'm planning to use it on my next stop mission. Awesome. That's great. And I just subbed to Asylum Studios. That's good. Good job. But yeah, I've been wanting to get Lego lights for a while now, and I just haven't been making the purchase or even looking at the options. But that is something that I'm definitely going to do at some point, because the light setup that some people have done is actually really, like, I've just seen a lot of stuff where people are using those lights, and it looks awesome. I was wanting to make the exact mod with the Goliath legs for Boomerang, but never got around to it. Yo. Hold on. I'm trying to pronounce your name. I'm sorry if I butcher this, but Tsunemi? Did I say it right, or is that wrong? Either way, welcome to the stream. Thanks for dropping by. The tiny movements are always the most stressful. Shooey. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There we go. Oop. Sometimes the tiniest hit can move the figure so much. The animation is really smooth. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I have been really proud or just happy with how these shots have been turning out. So I'm glad that you guys are as well. And hopefully I don't mess up this shot. Okay, I saved it. That got scary for a second. It's probably scary again. I know, right? I hate doing small movements. I think... Oh, yeah. Yeah, small movements are difficult, but when done right, they're good. Honestly, sometimes just moving the character, just really small movements are harder than, like, doing some action stuff. It's scary again, guys. Oh no, that's... Mamma mia. But, with some of the first stuff that I animated, which this ending bit... The end of the trailer was the first parts of the trailer that I animated, which I thought was funny, but the party stuff from the trailer, let's go over here. Yeah, so like a number of these shots from the party took a lot longer than I anticipated, and I think one of the reasons why is because there was a lot of slower movements. Hey, Ethan, I'm sorry if I mispronounce his Corn Haas. I don't think that's right, but welcome to the stream. Thanks for dropping by. Here we go. Oh. Part of me is thinking that I should restart this shot. Put some sticky tack, yeah, on his leg there. Or foot, really. How's that? Okay. One thing I don't know how to animate is Hulk breaking through the opening gate. Oh, so are you doing oh, so you're like recreating the Thor Ragnarok fight, or just doing something similar to that? Yeah, that would be kind of difficult though. If you're using the actual Thor Ragnarok set, I know that like the door, because I actually have two of them, and like I connected it to make it look like one circle arena, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I know that like the doors are like in the build itself and they slide open. You might want to, like, I don't know, take those out. I don't remember what pieces they use, but you probably just want to find a bunch of black pieces and just kind of animate, or I'm not sure if the door was black or not. I don't remember, but I don't know. You might just want to find a lot of pieces that are similar colors and yeah, okay, from Thor Ragnarok. Nice. But I don't know, just use a bunch of pieces, and it's kind of difficult to animate something like that or really explain it. But yeah, I don't know. Yo, Animation Studio, welcome to the stream. What's up? Have you been, bro? We're animating one of the coolest shots, or one of the slow motion shots. This is what we're doing right now. It's funny, whenever I was formatting all of the frames, or all the shots, I guess formatting is I can use a word I can use. I can't speak today. But I just took a picture with the webcam of the trailer on my other monitor, so I could just like have a placeholder for each shot, which I think is kind of funny. I wish EMS animation was here. Yeah. I wonder where Speedy's been. He hasn't been here for the last number of streams. Whenever people ask me how I've been, I always just say good, even when I'm not, lol. Oh, the answer's good, by the way. Is it really good, though? I mean, you don't have to go and actually answer that if you don't want to, but yeah. Was Brickvault here yet? No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. Yeah, I hope that he can join, because it's been a while since we've had the whole normal stream gang here. And so I don't know, I feel like that there's a lot of people that do come and join the streams, but they're usually like, I don't know, there's like a certain half dozen to a dozen people that are mostly always there. And Speedy is there for like on that list for sure. Brickfall is usually there. You as well, Animation Studio. Yeah, I mean, like, also that I think roster has just changed as the streams have gone on. But yeah, no, it's fine, lol. It's all right. I don't got it as bad as Peter does in Brand New Day yet. Hopefully none of us do. Like, getting into a situation where none of your friends or family remembers who you are is not the place to be at, I've learned. Yeah. Oh, dude. Remember when like I was Spider-Man in the streams, like in the stream lore, I was like the Lego Spider-Man or whatever, and Speedy was J. Jonah Jameson with the symbiote. That's so funny. Yeah, I try to make it to any of your streams where I can. Yeah. Oh, and I got new minifigs. Rob Batman, Calendar Man, and Marvel Zombie Spider-Man. Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm using the arms on that Spider-Man for whenever Spider-Man in the trailer has the web shooters. I know they're on the opposite side of his arm or wrist that they are in the in the actual movie, because like the web shooters are in the, I guess, inside of his wrist or whatever you can say, and while the web shooters on this figure are on the outside. I don't care though. I'm just doing the same visual, I guess, storytelling. There is one shot where I messed that up though. There is one shot, it's one of the ninja shots that I've done, where I forgot to switch his arms out. It's just for this shot, but I forgot to switch his arms out, and he has the web shooters on right here when he isn't supposed to have it in that shot, I don't think. But I switched it out when we went to the other shots. Yeah. Ninjas are cool. Spider-Man fighting ninjas are cool. True, being forgotten by the whole world does suck. True, being forgotten by the whole world does suck. I'm speaking from experience. I watched all the Hunger Games recently. Oh wait, I'm sorry. My brain isn't working on reading mode right now. I watched all the Hunger Game movies recently, and only one that stood out to me was Catching Fire. I haven't seen any of them. Like I haven't seen I haven't even seen the original Hunger Games, which is kind of funny because I hear the first one's good or whatever, but I don't know, I never got to them. I know that they were making a new one, right? Or like it's like coming out in December or something. I don't remember. I don't think anyone will notice the web shooters. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, in that shot that I forgot to change the arms, I knew that it's like, oh, that's a mistake. But I doubt anyone will notice unless if I point it out. And I pointed it out just now because the main focus is going to be on this ninja right here. You know, as he goes and does his thing, but we shall see. Who knows, maybe there'll be someone in the comments that will be like, you made a mistake. I already know that this is wrong. Yeah, the next one releases in November, I think. Oh, nice, nice. Yeah. Man, we need that Avengers Doomsday trailer. Has it already, like, did they already say that they're going to show it off in San Diego Comic-Con? It's like we already have 2 trailers for Dune. And yes, we did have those Avengers Doomsday, like, teaser trailer stuff. But, like, we haven't gotten a full trailer yet. Oh, did you hear? Did I hear what? Because I know they're at San Diego Comic-Con. But I haven't been really up to date with the news. Doomsday's first trailer is supposed to release on YouTube, I think, on the 25th. Oh, nice. That is 4 days after I'm watching The Odyssey. That's great. No, but it's funny. So I'm watching The Odyssey on the 21st, and then we're going to get some new updates on the Wolverine game from Insomniac at San Diego Comic-Con on like the 22nd or the 23rd. And then we're supposedly, like you just said, going to get the trailer for Doomsday on the 25th, which I think will be the last trailer of Doomsday that I'll watch before the movie comes out, because I don't want to be spoiled. Or just know too much before I watch the movie. I'm not watching any more of the Spider-Man Brand New Day stuff. Like, I've already seen enough, and I'm like, okay, I don't want to see any more. I did see, like, some shots of, like, Spider-Man with, like, that gauntlet or whatever while he's fighting Hulk, and I'm like, no, stop! I don't want to see it! But, yeah. I'm kind of mad that Hulk is being used to show how powerful other characters are. I wish they made a movie with him fighting Red Hulk. Yeah, I mean, I can kind of get that. Um, but it's just the thing is the movie rights for Hulk are is so tied up with Universal, and the only reason why he's been in the or like Disney had signed a deal with Universal where they could use Hulk in in their MCU films, but they couldn't make a Hulk film without working with Universal in doing that. And Universal can't make a Hulk movie without working with Disney or something like that. But now they're just in a weird position, I think, where Universal just doesn't want to work with Disney on that or whatever. So it doesn't seem like we're really ever going to get a Hulk film, or not anytime soon. But yeah. And the runtime was said to be 2 hours and 45 minutes. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. Um, the Spider-Man Brand New Day and Hulk fight is being shown in my entire YouTube Shorts algorithm. That's crazy. Yeah, whenever the movie drops, or a couple days before the movie drops, I'm just going to, like, disappear from the internet. I'm just going to be totally off it, because I don't want to be spoiled at all, since I'm not watching it opening weekend. Unfortunately. But I can't risk getting spoiled. I can't. So I'm just going to completely go off, and then after I watch the movie on Tuesday, the following Tuesday, I mean, then I'll get back on the internet and go back to the normal grind, I guess. There's a rumor that Marvel's working on a World War Hulk film, but I'm pretty sure it's fake. A lot of these sources aren't reliable. Yeah, I mean, most people on the internet that say rumor or report or what stuff like that, unless if it's like from like official people, like I think like the Hollywood Reporter or Variety or stuff like that, like the official stuff. Most of those people are not reliable. There's some people on like Twitter or whatever that do have sources, but you know, some of them are really hit and miss and whatnot. But you know, there's some people who are reliable. There's some people who aren't. Most people aren't. Most people that say rumor this, rumor that is fake. But yeah. And I don't like how they are showing so much. I wish the movie is. Oh yeah, I hope they make a Hulk movie at some point, but I don't know. I mean, like, I like the Hulk character, but I feel like a lot of the times I guess just in the state where he's in the MCU right now, it's like, I don't know, I think he's better whenever he's with another character or whatever, or like an Avengers movie or something. I could be wrong. There could be like a Hulk story or something where there could be really something cool that they could tell, but we'll see. I mean, yeah, I think they're getting to the point with the brand new day trailers where they're starting to show a little too much. I think they did a decent job for the first two trailers, though. Okay, I'm probably gonna restart this shot because I am getting tired of having to deal with how it's been set up. Oh. Whoopsie doopsie. I think I'm starting over. Yeah. Alrighty. Maybe in the reboot after in Secret Wars. Maybe. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to be a full-on reboot. I think it's going to be more of like a soft reboot, where I don't think Daredevil is really going to change if the I guess the third season does good and they're going to continue making seasons, because it's like if they just affect that show, since with how unconnected it's been, and it's just like, oh well, now everything's rebooted, like Foggy is back or whatever, which I haven't watched the Daredevil show, but I know that it has been like, it's still in the MCU, but it's like been very self-contained. I don't think they should really affect that show with their soft reboot at all because of how disconnected it's been, right? Or just self-contained that it's been. Um, but I think the Avengers will change. I think the Fantastic Four will stay because we just got introduced to them. But yeah, we'll see. I don't think they want to get rid of Tom Holland just yet. I think they might want to keep him for another trilogy. Or at least I would like him to stay for another trilogy. With this, if Brand New Day is really, really good, I want them to make like have a whole trilogy with that kind of Spider-Man movie. But yeah. All right, welcome back, Animation Studio. I'm not watching Brand New Day until sometime in August. Yeah, I have tickets for August 4th, the following Tuesday of the release. And I can't avoid spoilers unless I watch a lot of unrelated Marvel and Spider-Man content before then. So it isn't in my recommended. Nice. Yeah, I'm just completely getting off the internet. But let's be honest, it's such a big movie that it's going to be everywhere regardless of what I do. Yeah. That's like, I think I can do a good enough job with staying off the grid for long enough so I don't get spoiled for Spider-Man. But I have to watch Avengers Doomsday opening day. Like, I know for a fact, even if I do a really good job staying off the internet, something will happen. Something will happen, whether like that's me. Oh, I have to get on the internet to check this thing or do this thing for a YouTube video or something else will just happen. Like either around the house or something where a spoiler will get to me. So I have to see that movie on opening day regardless. But yeah. With the Odyssey, I'm not really concerned about spoilers, though. I mean, I don't want to be spoiled. I haven't been watching the trailers because I want to, see all that stuff when I watch the movie. But I haven't been watching a lot of Odyssey stuff, so I don't think much stuff spoilery will get on my feed. And if it does, I doubt it'll be really, because like I already know the story of the Odyssey, or most of it, anyways. So it's more of just like how they adapt it versus the actual plot, I was lucky because I got tickets on the 30th. Oh, nice. That's really nice. Yeah, I just didn't get my tickets soon enough. But yeah. With how much the screen, I don't know, moved, that was because I just moved my Dragon Frame controller back onto the table, and that's how much it was moving because of just me like touching it. And so I just moved it back next to the mic. Doomsday, I probably won't be able to see until my birthday, December 28th. Oh, nice. Which is 10 days after Doomsday drops, so I'll have to avoid all internet and go. Oh, that's crazy. Amish on devices. That's funny. That's insane, though. Wow. Hopefully something can happen where you can see it sooner, because 10 days is insane. Because, like, the internet is kind of used for everything nowadays, So it's kind of just like, oosh. That'd be a scary 10 days. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, but I think like one of the reasons why usually I see movies the following Tuesday is because we go to Cinemark. Because like there's literally one just like less than 10 minutes away from our house. Yeah, maybe even 5, just about 5. Um, and so we go there a lot. And on Tuesdays they have their tickets for like almost half price. So it's just cheaper, because especially whenever we have like 4 or 5 people like of us that want to go and watch the movie, it can get really expensive when it's like $15 a person. But for Doomsday, I'm like, I don't care. I need to see it opening weekend. I don't care how expensive it is. I'll literally have to have Christmas without anything that could spoil me. That's insane. Yeah. Just don't watch live TV where the commercials will be. Because, like, especially if it's like 10 days after the movie, they'll probably have start having around that time. And again, I could be wrong in this, like some TV spots or whatever where it's like in theaters now, where like not immediately after the movie releases, but at some point after the movie releases, they're gonna start, I don't know, showing some other parts of the movie that they were originally keeping a secret, on like on in trailers or TV spots or whatever, to get the people who either haven't seen the movie yet to go out and watch it, or to have people go out and watch it again. But but I don't remember what the norm for that happens, or even how often it happens anymore, but we'll see. I'm going to animate. I'll still be here, but I'm probably not going to be in the chat. All right, awesome, man. Good luck animating. I will be dropping multiple Doomsday themed videos a few weeks before Doomsday drops. Nice, to hype it up. Nice. I'm actually working on one right now and planning to it to be released on the 24th. Cool. Before the trailer. Oh, nice. That's really cool. I'm excited to see all of those Doomsday trailers or videos. Okay, it's like it's already so much easier now because the sticky tag is easier to manipulate. I just wish I started it like this, because I could have been a lot further in the video, or in this shot. Hold on, let me just like kind of preview where Spider-Man would be. Because if I don't have the camera in the right position for Spider-Man right now, now would be the time to change it. I mean, yeah, that's pretty good. It's pretty good, I'd say. He has enough room. I like that. Now, technically, I guess too much of the roof here is being shown, but I don't care. Just in case the trailer has any of my predictions in it. Oh, nice. Okay. No problem. Best of luck to you on your animation, and may your lighting never flicker. That's funny. Yeah, I was like, there was I was doing the tarantula shot yesterday, or I was editing it to see, or to do my test, And I was noticing in this shot here, there's flickering happening like right here. Like if you just look at this building, it flickers a bit. It's not really noticeable, but like that, like, I mean, even right here a bit as well, there's a bit of a light difference. Which it's really not that big of a deal. Oh, in the building back there. That's right there. But like again, it's really not a big difference. It's really not that bad, but Lego is reflective, and so sometimes the tiny movements can, or even not so tiny movements can change that. But again, I've had way worse flicker. Do you have any Doomsday predictions or any Brand New Day predictions? I have a couple Brand New Day theories, I guess, where I actually have a video on my Rhinos Galore channel where I go over the second trailer of Spider-Man Brand New Day, which I released, I think, just about 10 days after the trailer. No, 11 days after the second trailer dropped, which I would have had that video out sooner, but I had a lot of dialogue to edit through, and editing the dialogue is probably my least favorite thing to do in editing, so that took a while as well. And then the weekend, I was gone, like out of the house, so I couldn't work on the video. And then I got back, and I think a couple other things kept me from really working on it, and then I was able to actually get it out. But the plan, well, anyways, I can talk about that later. But with theories, I mean, I do think Sadie Sink is playing Jean Grey. If she's not, I'm going to be a little disappointed, because I think she actually is a really good casting for that. Because I haven't seen all of Stranger Things, but I saw the first 3 seasons, but she was really good in that. And so I'm like, yes, please, play Jean Grey. I think she'd do a good job. And I think, like, it was leaked or rumored or something that she'll be in Secret Wars. So it's kind of like, who else could she be? Or like, how big of a character is she playing that will appear? But I think she'll be Jean Grey, which whenever I originally heard that theory, I thought that it was like a lot of people were saying that because she happened to be a redhead, right? And I'm like, okay, guys, really, come on, you know. But as time has gone on, and also I just didn't like the idea of her being in a Spider-Man movie. But as the time has gone on, and kind of just seeing what the plot, or just getting a little taste of what this movie is doing, I'm kind of like, you know what? I don't want her to be anyone else, you know? Hey, Super Brickster, love your stuff, man. Excited for this video to drop. Thank you, man. Also, thanks for dropping by and joining the stream. Really appreciate it. And I'm excited you're excited. Or I'm glad you're excited. I am also really, really looking forward to this being finished. And being on YouTube for all you guys to watch, and not to be that thing that's always lingering in the back of my head, always annoying me, as in like, you have to work, or when will you go back to working, or whatever. I mean, like, I've been enjoying the process, don't get me wrong. I've really been enjoying working on this, but also I'm like, I'm ready for it to be done. Nice. Hey, if Sadie Sink ends up being Punisher's sidekick, I would be disappointed as well. I mean, okay, honestly, whenever I first heard that theory, because, like, Punisher did have a sidekick that was a redhead in the comics, whenever I heard that, I was anti-Jean Grey, and I actually liked that idea. And I still wouldn't be fully against that if it's executed correctly. And not quite sidekick. I wouldn't want her to be like a sidekick necessarily, more of just someone that he's working with at the moment, you know, or just like they have the same enemy, or like they have the same goals, and so they're working together and helping each other out. But I wouldn't want her to be his sidekick forever, you know? But I don't know, like, I wouldn't be fully against that if executed correctly, but we'll see. Definitely think we're getting Spider-Man, Man-Spider in the third act. I don't think so, or at least I don't hope so. I don't like Man-Spider personally, so I hope they don't do that. Hey, Ian's Animation Studio, welcome. How you doing? Totally understandable. Animation fatigue is real. Lol. Yeah, I mean, it's not even that, like, I'm big on, like, the animation fatigue right now. I mean, I'm kind of tired of this video specifically, because even my Captain America video, like, I was really enjoying animating that, you know, because I think it was part of, like, I was able to animate my own thing, I guess, and not having to go and base it off of a trailer, especially when the final shots that I have left are really hard ones. So, but yeah, like, I am ready for it to be done. I don't think the arms go down enough for this bit here. Here, I'm not actually going to delete that. I'm just going to hide it. There. Oop, I moved him way too much there. What movie are you most excited for? Spider-Man Brand New Day or Avengers Doomsday? I think I'm still gonna say Doomsday. But I think, I don't know, there's a slight edge to Spider-Man Brand New Day, but I think that's also because of, like, I mean, I wasn't the biggest fan of the MCU Spider-Man movies that we've gotten before. And so kind of just seeing how this movie is so different and also, honestly, just, like, kind of like the Spider-Man movie that I've always wanted, you know? So it's like, that plays a huge factor in me being really excited for this movie. But then also on top of that, we're getting it in a couple weeks. So, so it's kind of like that like, hype of, oh, it's coming, like, really soon. So I think right now I'll say Brand New Day. But Doomsday, but a couple months ago, if you asked me, I'd say Doomsday. I don't think I'm having Boomerang move slow enough. I just realized that we actually haven't been revealed much of the plot at all. Yeah, for Brand New Day, we still don't know much of anything. Like the hand, we have no idea what the ninjas have anything to do. So that's one of the things I'm most excited to see happen. Is what happens with the hand, because that's going to be hype. We don't even know what's going to happen for sure. Yeah, exactly. Man-Spider could be in it, or they could be hiding something like the symbiote this whole time. They could. Yeah. We'll have to wait to see. I know that there's been a lot of rumors that Spider-Man will die in the end. I don't really believe those personally. Like, they could be true, but honestly, for me, it just kind of popped out of nowhere. I don't know, it's like a month or so ago. Maybe it wasn't that long, I don't remember. But people were like, rumored Spider-Man will die at the end, or whatever. And I just felt like that sounded so random, or just how it was brought up. I don't remember if it was a reliable source or not, or just some guy on the internet, right? But it seemed like that idea has kind of spread like wildfire, and so many people are saying, like, or theorizing that he could die. I don't know. Like, I don't think he'll die, and people have been also saying, like, maybe the symbiote will come and, like, revive him or whatever. I don't know. I feel like if you just shoehorn the symbiote, now look, the symbiote could be in this whole movie and that's just been hidden, right? We don't know. But if you just kill Spider-Man at the end of the movie and then bring the symbiote out of nowhere just to bring him back, I feel like that's a little cheap. But who knows? It could be executed well, or the symbiote could be like foreshadowed throughout the entire movie. We'll have to wait and see. But I don't know. I just like felt like that rumor was so random and people grabbed it like it not necessarily like it was truth, but just like have been holding on to it a bit too much in my opinion. But I don't know. I just feel like it's a little fishy or just weird. We could see. By the way, how to use screen record or live stream your screen while using drag and frame or stop motion. Yeah, so I have this software on my computer called OBS Studios, and I can select certain screens or stuff that I have on my computer for it to stream or screen record, right? And so I can also have multiple windows for it to screen record, and that's why I have the Spider-Man trailer in the top right corner, which I actually can't see on my monitor where I have Dragon Frame. I'm actually using my second monitor to show me the trailer. But yeah, it's OBS is pretty easy to use. It can sometimes change the audio and stuff settings, and like it's a little annoying to constantly be having to worry about fixing that here and there, but when it works good. But yeah. Hey, Mini Motion Films, welcome to the stream. What's up? Okay. Oh, yo, Stopzilla07. Welcome to the stream. It's been a while. These scoopers are as reliable as a monkey flinging poop. It's a good way to put it. All right, I've missed some comments, so let's go through these real quick. Yeah, Animation Studio, you are a yapper, and that's okay. I'm also a yapper. I've heard rumors that Spider-Man dies, Ned dies, MJ dies. But I think Ned's the most likely to happen. I don't know. I don't feel like that they would kill him in this movie if he's going to die. For Ned, anyways. I feel like that would be, like, the next movie. Because I don't feel like Ned is really going to be in it much more than we've seen him already. Like, I think he'll have more scenes, of course. But I don't think that his role extends too far beyond what we already know it to be. But again, we don't know much about the plot, so I could be wrong on that. I doubt MJ is going to die. Like, if any of them are going to die, I don't think it's going to be all three of them or even two of them. I think only one will die. I don't think it will be MJ. I mean, you could do it with Ned, but I don't think so. So I guess maybe Spider-Man, but I don't really, like we've been talking about, I don't really think, or I just feel like that's so random unless if the plot actually demands that. But I don't know. I think they're going to make Ned's death hit hard by having Peter try to reconnect with Ned and MJ and be friends with them. And when he finally gets what he wanted, Ned dies from something. I mean, you could do that. I just feel like, I don't know, I think with this movie, I don't think you should really connect Peter back to Ned and MJ. Like, you can have Spider-Man do stuff with them, and we've seen this from some TV spots or trailers that Spider-Man is, you know, hanging out with MJ or Ned or whatever. I think that's fine, but I think you need to kind of respect what No Way Home did. I think you need to have a whole movie where Peter doesn't actually reunite with Ned and MJ fully, you know, and like reveal himself and like the truth and be back being friends like they were before. I don't think you should do that in this movie. You maybe can do that in the next movie, but like not immediately. You know, I think that's kind of like one of the main things that can be done near the end or the middle of the second film in this trilogy. But I really don't think that you can do it immediately. Like, I'm fine with them being in this movie, right? More than a lot of other people were. A lot of people did not want them to be in this movie. I mean, I wasn't necessarily hoping for them to be in the film, but I was okay with them having like small parts, which MJ definitely seems like she has a decent sized role, but it doesn't seem like that she has a huge connection to Peter specifically, more of Spider-Man right now, but which I'm okay with. Um I like what we've seen from them so far. I like how they've been being used. So how do you see the chat while streaming? I have my phone. I have my phone on my desk while I'm also watching the stream. I have the volume off though, so I can see the chat. That's how. Yeah. But I mean, like, Ned could die. We'll see. What are your thoughts for Doomsday? The Doomsday movie poster. Okay, first, it's not a poster. It is the official, like, not necessarily concept art, but kind of like first designs from. It's more of kind of like not a sketch, but it's just like the finalized designs for all the characters, and they just pose them up together in an image that is kind of poster like, but it is not the actual first poster of the film. But I like it. I think it looks cool. I mean, we've gotten stuff like this for all the other Avengers movies, where like for Age of Ultron, it was like the Avengers and kind of like that sea of Ultron drones. Uh-oh. Wait. One of my lights is darker now. How did that happen? That's not good. Which light was that? Was it... Okay, that seemed to fix it, more or less. We should be okay now. Yeah, I like it. I think it looks cool. First official look at Doctor Doom, I guess, or his helmet. Yeah, I like the looks that we're getting with these characters for the most part. Looks cool. I'm excited. Okay, I'm gonna speed run through these comments real quick so I can get back on track. That's fair. I mean, Peter is supposed to be focusing on being Spider-Man, mainly in this movie. Yeah, yeah. And, like, I'm okay with him running into Ned or MJ, but just, like, them not remembering who he is, like we see in the party in the trailers or whatever. I think that's fun and okay, but I don't want them to, in this movie, at least not until, like, the very end, I guess, or near the very end. I don't want them to remember everything or be back on track, because you need to respect what No Way Home did, because they that was a big swing at the end, and I think they, you know, they did that successfully, and you have to pay respect to that. Stop Zilla says movie comes out early in my country, which is great. Oh, nice. That's awesome. Don't spoil it when when it comes out, please. I'm gonna have to. I'm seeing on August 4th, the following Tuesday, that it releases where I am, because I couldn't get it opening day, unfortunately. There weren't any good seats, right? So we're watching on Tuesday. So I'm just gonna have to get completely off the internet. When does it release for you exactly? Australians get films a day early sometimes. Oh, okay, just a day early. Because where I am, sometimes my theaters will also have it like a day early, like on the Thursday or whatever. But we'll see. Yeah, I went to see the movie day one. Nice. By the way, welcome to the stream, man. What legs are those on Mr. Boomerang guy? Yeah, he is using the legs from the Marvel CMF series, Black Goliath from What If. Those are the legs he's using. They're black legs with dual molded white boots and a bunch of cool printing on them, so they work really well on this, on him. July 29th or 28th. Wow. Yeah, no, the earliest for me would be July 30th where I am. But I couldn't get that, so yeah, that's cool though. I like sitting in the back of theaters, last 7 to 6 rows mainly. I like one of the, not the full back. I found that like within the last, I guess same ratio, 5 to 6 rows. That's where I like to have my seats. I will see it July 31st. Nice. I will make sure to spoil everything. No! No, please! Oh, I think I have that minifig. It looks really good. Thanks, man. Yeah, it's a good minifig. Yeah, it fits really well, too, because Lego decided to be lazy and not actually give us boots. Oh, shoot. No! No! I moved him. I am sorry. That's sad. Yo, Taco Lord, welcome back. Or, well, I mean, welcome to the stream. I haven't seen a Marvel movie in theaters since Endgame. Wow, really? Are you going to see Brand New Day? Or are you going to wait for streaming? After seeing that Stopzilla said that Spider-Man Brand New Day comes out a day early, I'm gonna fly out to Australia and watch it. That's funny. I think when Deadpool and Wolverine was coming out, like China or Japan, I don't remember, it was getting like the film maybe even a week. No, maybe not a week early, but like multiple days early. And so some people were like, I mean, hey, realistically, or technically, like, you could go get tickets and watch the movie over there and see it early, but that would be expensive just to watch it, like, what, 2 to 3 days early. Can we see your video so far? Maybe not the whole thing, because I want there to be some surprise, but I can show a clip. Just give me a second. Rip boomerang position. Oh yeah, I think I fixed it though. More or less. I'm gonna watch Brand New Day on July 31st. Wow, that's crazy. I mean, like, awesome, but also that's crazy that you haven't seen anything, seen any of the films in theaters since Endgame. Yikes, dude, that was like, that's like 7 years ago. That's insane. Wow. Everything's been going so fast since 2020. I don't understand it. Tom Holland is 30 now. Isn't that crazy? He's 30 now. Huh? Anyways. You guys know the most viewed trailers ever are the 2 Brand New Day trailers. I wonder if Doomsday could beat it. I mean, I'm not sure if it's like that it has the most views I think it's more of like the first one. I'm not sure about the second one, but the first one has the most views, as in like the first. No, I think it actually did surpass it, but I think part of those numbers were them counting like with how well the trailers did at the first 3 to 4 days or whatever, that like how many views they had their first 3 to 4 days, and then comparing how many views the Spider-Man trailer had to its first 3 or 4 days or something. I'm just saying 3 or 4 days as in like the X in this equation, right? But I don't know. That was like, what, 3 months ago? I don't remember all the details, but I think the Spider-Man one did actually beat all the records though, which is insane. So yeah, I think the first trailer was really good. Second trailer is also really good. But like still, we really don't know much about the plot yet, which is great. What game are you most excited for PS5? I'm really excited for Wolverine. If that doesn't have any, like, you know, inappropriate stuff. I'm fine with violence and language and stuff, as long as it's like doesn't have a bunch of inappropriate stuff, I'm okay with that. And by inappropriate stuff, I mean like sexual stuff. That's a no-no for me. Um, but yeah, that game looks cool. I love Insomniac's Spider-Man games, so that's something I'm looking forward to. But I'm also excited to see how the EA Iron Man game will happen or come out if it doesn't get canceled, because everything's getting canceled nowadays in the gaming industry. I think there's like some rumors where the Blade video game is going to get canceled now, which is crazy. But another game that I'm really excited for is Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra. I am hyped for that. I haven't played any of the Uncharted games, but Amy Hennig, I think that's how you say her name, worked on most of those games, and she's working on the Rise of Hydra, and that game just looks really cool. And so I'm excited to see the set pieces. I want to play the Uncharted games to kind of get a taste of like what we could expect, and also just because I've heard that it's a really good franchise. EA is so dumb they canceled the Mandalorian game. Did they? Oh, I think I remember hearing about that. Yeah, that sucks. Rip to the canceled Spider-Verse game. I know, that made me so sad. Hopefully that can get the light of day at some point in our lives. I always feel mixed on Endgame. Some days I love it. Other days I consider it to be a little overrated. Like, it isn't better than Infinity War. Sure, I can agree with you that it isn't better than Infinity War. But I think more of just like one of the reasons why. Now I love Endgame, right? But there's definitely flaws with it, right? And I don't like, again, I think Infinity War is a better movie, but with Endgame, you kind of can't just look at it as a movie because of just what it was able to accomplish. What I mean by that is that there was 11 years of movies. There was 20 plus movies that were built up over 11 years. And the fact that they were able to have every movie matter and build up the story and continue that continue like the whole plot and make everything feel connected and made everything feel like it mattered, and that most of those movies were great, fantastic films, that there was very little bad or mediocre movies in the Infinity Saga. The fact that they were able to cap it off with a satisfying conclusion. Now, granted, not everyone loved it, right? I have my problems here and there, but the fact that it's like they were able to, like, I don't think they topped Infinity War, but it was a discussion for a while. You know, there was back-to-back, same directors, same team or whatever, worked on two of these, at the time, some of the biggest movies in the world, still are some of the biggest movies of the world, right? Infinity War and Endgame, where Infinity War kind of like took everything that was up at that, or built up at that point, and introduced us more to Thanos and what was going to happen, and you know, all the other movies, our heroes won. This movie, they're like, all right, our heroes lose, right? And so that was devastating, right? And so it was using everything in the toy box that was built up and put there throughout the 10 years at that point. And then immediately after, we get Endgame, which then takes everything that Infinity War kind of built up and played with, and then continues off of that, but while also continuing everything. I'm not sure if this is a great analogy, but I'm going with it. But like also taking everything that was built up with those 11 years and being able to conclude it, where so much of like people were satisfied with it, right? People had problems, right? Not everyone loved Fat Thor. I don't love Fat Thor, right? Or at least I wish that if they were going to take Thor into that depression arc, that they treated it with more weight, I guess, instead of a joke. I liked Smart Hulk for Endgame, but I wish we saw that character arc actually happen on screen versus off camera. But and also, you know, like, the Infinity War Thanos is a lot better than Endgame Thanos, but like again, those are, I think, in the grand scheme of things, minor nitpicks. Where what it was able to accomplish is that it's hard, like it's hard to make a good movie, like really hard. But the fact that the MCU was able to do something that's never been done before, where they make this huge franchise, right? Where most of these movies were really good, and they were able to stick the landing, I think is one of the reasons where I won't say Endgame is overrated, because the fact that sticking the landing is one of the hardest things to do. We have so many TV shows that run on for years and years and years, and I'm probably talking about this way too much at this point. I should probably move on. But we have so many TV shows where they can't stick the landing, right? Or they have dissatisfying finales, which I haven't seen the final 2 seasons of Stranger Things. I hear season 4 is good, but I hear season 5 is meh, right? Where, it's hard to stick a good landing, So I'm just grateful that we at least got something decent. Even if Endgame was just okay, I think that is a great achievement. The fact that I think it really was a good movie is insane. But anyways, we're moving on now. Sorry I talked about that for so long. The cutscene graphics on 1943 look insane. Yeah, they do. That's like, it's some of the best graphics, if not the best graphics that I've seen in a video game. And if the game actually releases and looks like that, insane. This has a lot more people than the Captain America stream. Yeah, I mean, the Captain America stream didn't have much people, which I think it was just like, it was like, what, the July 5th or July 6th that I did that? It was right after a big holiday. So I think it was more of just like a lot of people were traveling or stuff. So I mean, like, big stream today. Some streams are bigger, some streams are smaller, and I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'm not watching the Odyssey because there's some stuff in the book that is inappropriate, and the movie's rated R. Yeah, the movie though is rated R for, like, I think it's violence and some language. Because, like, whenever I saw that it was rated R, I was, like, looking everywhere I could to find the reasons. And I didn't see anything that said anything about, like, sex or nudity. From what I've seen. And so, otherwise, like, if that is the case, I would wait. I was going to wait for the movie to come out on streaming or digital or something so we could skip through it. But it doesn't seem like it will have that stuff. But I was concerned about that because the story does usually have that stuff. Who do you think is the main antagonist of Brand New Day? I honestly don't know. I don't think it's Tombstone, even though I think he's one of the main antagonists. Or just a lingering threat in the background, right? I don't know, like, I don't think it's going to be quite Jean Grey. I think it's whatever Jean Grey is fighting against. I don't know. There's a lot of villains. I'm really excited to see what's going to happen because I really don't know, and that really excites me. Yeah, Endgame is pretty epic. I only stay when I watch it for the big fight at the end. There are many plot holes with it, and the last time I saw it, I realized the people who blipped were dirtized. I'm not reading really well. The DCU is highlighting how rare something like the MCU is when it comes to consistent success. I agree with that, but honestly, like, I hear Supergirl wasn't good, and so that's one of the reasons why I haven't seen it, but I think people are freaking out a bit too much, or, like, saying that DC's dead. It's just one bad movie. I will say that, like, some of my faith in James Gunn isn't, I guess, as strong anymore. I'm still excited to see what will happen. I think he's still a good, good person to be in charge of DC, but it definitely, like, a lot of the stuff that he was saying where it's like, we don't greenlight our projects until we have a good script, and I hear that the script of Supergirl isn't really good, and so it kind of feels like where it's like easier said than done to do that. But I think a lot of people are freaking out a little too soon, where it's like, oh well, hold on, let's wait a little more where we have more than just 2 movies and a couple shows before we make a judgment whether this is a success or not. Um, yeah, but I mean, like it is not easy to do what the MCU did. That I think that's one of the reasons why it was never done before the MCU, because it is a huge like task, and it's hard. Endgame was probably easier to make though, because weren't as much characters to focus on, because they were dust. I mean, I guess when they come, they back, they all get their fair share of screen time. I mean, I kind of disagree with that, because like, sure, you're working with less characters, but whether you have more or less characters, that doesn't necessarily matter with how hard the movie is. Because sure, maybe like dealing with the characters was harder in Infinity War, right, than it was in Endgame. But doing everything else is probably harder in Endgame, because you have to make sure that people are satisfied, right? Because this is 11 years that you've built something up, and to be able to get something that was at least good, or at least decent, would have been a miracle at that point. And we got something that I think was actually great. So, I have my channel partially planned out. I have an idea of what I want to it to be, and I plan on fulfilling that, even if that means I still have to be animating projects while I'm in college. Yeah. I remember planning a Marvel video a while ago. Or no, not a Marvel video, Marvel Universe a while ago. A lot of those plans are dust now, but I might pick up some of it at someday, but we'll see. I'm still waiting on Nova and Beta Ray build to come in the MCU. I think we just got a rumor, and again, take with a grain of salt, that there is a Nova project actually in the works now, but we will have to wait and see. But Animation Studio, that sounds really cool that you have a plan and that you're planning to follow through on that. That's awesome. When it comes to inconsistent movies, just look at The Incredible Hulk. I haven't watched that movie, but I don't hear it's great. I think I saw the first like 10-15 minutes, but I hear it's just okay or bad. So we'll see. Tombstone is rumored to be an overarching type villain in Brand New Day. Yeah, I heard that. In the Brand New Day trilogy. Yeah. Meaning he's in the movies, but he isn't ever a main villain. He just appears here and there. Yeah. Oh, which, by the way, Tombstone reminds me, talking about Tombstone reminds me of the Spider Noir show. I really enjoyed that. I'm not sure if you guys checked it out, but I saw it in black and white, and it was a lot better than I thought it would be. And I'm excited to have my second watching in color, because the color version looks really cool. Like, I think visually the colors really stand out, but the black and white, it's like the show is made to be watched like that, and boy, was that fun. It wasn't perfect. I didn't love every aspect, but it was really enjoyable. I liked it. I have decided my next stop mission will be Iron Man versus Ultron. Nice. Also, I'm sorry that my comments are so delayed. No worries, bro. I think it has something to do with the time sense. No, I think it's more of just. No, I don't think it's No, I've seen a lot. I've been behind on reading the comments just now, so I don't think it's yours being delayed, because I didn't read them immediately when I saw them. I read them whenever I was done talking about a certain subject or something. So don't worry about it. The Incredible Hulk movie was awesome. I mean, I hear some people like it. I hear some people don't. I haven't seen it yet. I probably should, though. I probably should get that off my my list or whatever, so I can make my own opinion on it. Yeah, I mean, I hear the last couple of years, I feel like people have changed their minds on the Hulk movie, or throughout the last number of years, or not necessarily changed their opinions. It's just like not as much hate has been coming from it, you know? But yeah. Dude, sometimes it's Sometimes it's so hard just to even move your fingers tiny bits at a time. Oh, I watched some of it. It was intriguing, and I loved that 1990s. Oh wait, hold on. Did I miss something? Oh yes, the noir show. I watched some of it. It was intriguing, and I love the 1930s style it has, but it is really gory for Spider-Man. They showed a blood skew from someone's neck at the point. Yeah, that's the most violent thing in the show. Like, yeah, that happens in the first episode. I was kind of surprised that they even did that, but that's as violent as it gets. There's like a couple, I guess, other violent stuff, but it's not nearly as much as that. So, if you're worried, there's some like, I guess, monstrous looking things that could be a little disturbing, but I wasn't really just. If I was younger, it'd probably be a little disturbing to me, but I'm past. I would say I'm past that age now. But otherwise, like I think the show is really good. I really enjoyed it. Incredible Hulk was mid. Has been like 5 years for me though. And yeah, the movie was like also released in 2008, so it's coming up 20 years. Oh my word. Ugh, it's so weird. That's crazy. That's insane. Dude, I'm turning 20 this year. That's so weird. That feels wrong. Why? Why is this happening to me? I don't do gore, so I stopped watching it there. Okay, well, I mean, I understand that. Like, I'm not big on gore. I mean, over the years, I really wasn't big on gore a while ago, but as I've gotten older, it's not necessarily something that I strive to watch, of course, but it's like, it's not like a turn off for me anymore. But after that, like, there really isn't much, there isn't anything near that level of gore in the show. So. But it definitely isn't this. I mean, like, I'd say it's probably like a little. I mean, overall, I'd say like the show's like, it's more mature than like most, if not all, of the live action Spider-Man movies. But I think it works for like the time period and stuff. The sticky tech is starting to fail me. I did see the man spider looking thing. That wasn't disturbing. I just don't do lots of blood. And the way they focused on his neck for like 8 seconds, I was like, oh, yeah. I know. I was watching it with my family. We're kind of like, now we're all older, right? My brother, who's like, yeah, like, I'm the second youngest in my family, and I'm almost 20 now, right? So like, it wasn't really a big deal for us, but we're like, huh, wasn't expecting that. Wow, it's really looking at that for a while now. Okay. So it was kind of interesting. I'm not sure if you watched it in black and white or color. We watched it in black and white, so it wasn't like, of course it was, it was still, I guess, gory, but it wasn't like we weren't seeing like the actual red or whatever, you know? So I don't know what it looked like in color, but I mean, again, that's like the most violent that the show gets and the most gory. And from my memory, there really isn't much like blood like that afterwards. I mean, there's like still some bleeding here and there, but I'd say that it's average to. I could be forgetting a couple things, but I'd say that it's average to like most other Marvel movies. But it is funny that it's like, okay, why you didn't have to focus on that shot for that long. I mean, it isn't no different than Daredevil, but Daredevil doesn't show much. I haven't seen the Daredevil show, but I hear it's good. Well, wasn't expecting that. I watched it in color. Yeah. The color definitely. If the main show was in color and probably only color, they would probably have to either change that or I don't know how show ratings go. Like, honestly, in my opinion, like Stranger with TV ratings, I feel like that you can do some more, show some more adult stuff and get away with like like the PG-13 equivalent of TV for some reason. Where it's like, in my opinion, the first season of Stranger Things, I'd say it is okay to have the TV 14 rating, which is the equivalent of PG-13 for shows. Season 2, I'd say at the end gets like it definitely walks a line and maybe even crosses it a bit, especially at like the last couple episodes. Season 3, I'd say I'm like, how is some of this stuff even allowed in this rating anymore? Maybe the rating should have been bumped up. I hear it even goes even further in season 4. I'd say season 3 was like barely crossed the line or whatever, but I don't know, it's weird. Did you have to reanimate any parts of the trailer after getting the new brand new day figs? No, I decided not to. Because I animate too much. Like, there's too much Spider-Man stuff. I've animated too much Spider-Man stuff that if I chose to go and reanimate that, I'm practically reanimating the whole thing. Maybe not the whole thing, but most of everything, right? And I just decided not to. Also, this scorpion shot, I'm happy with how it turned out. You know, I don't want to redo that. So, like, yes, I could use the actual figure, and it could look better figure-wise, but I don't care enough to do that. And, like, Tarantula, honestly, I think the custom Tarantula that I did is close enough to the figure. Like, sure, some of the colors are flip-flopped or whatever, but it's close enough for me that I don't care. I'm glad, though, that I didn't get to the boomerang shot before I got the set, because my custom boomerang was not it. So I'm glad that I actually have the official for this. Okay, so I've been yapping so much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Makes me wonder what this looks like, because boomerang moves very slowly in the actual shot here, right? So it makes me wonder if I can just like freeze these frames for like 2 at a time, and it makes me wonder what that looks like. Not great. Not great. By the way, look at this shot. I wish I had him lower, like more of the middle, so we see more of the web. And that's like, it's closer to what we see in the trailer here, if he's more in the center. But I don't care. This shot took me like 2 hours or more to do. Actually, you know what? The boomerang thing being frozen like that isn't actually that bad. Especially since he's not going to even be the main focus of the shot. Because we're going to have Spider-Man here. He's going to have his web going around. We're going to have the boomerangs. Like three or 4 boomerangs. Yeah, going around. So I might keep that. I might just do it like that. What do you guys think? Do you think I should do that or film like twice as much frames? Okay, I missed some comments here. Yeah, I watched it in the color too, then turned it off. Show the custom boomerang. If I can find it. Yeah, I'll just a second. It could be better, but I do not care. Super Brickster 2026. Loving listening to this while working on my 3D work. Nice. Lot of projects, including an Iron Man short. Oh, nice. That's awesome. Here. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm glad that I can give some easy entertainment where it's like I'm hanging out with you guys and stuff, and then, you know, I think it's just really cool where I can just be something that people have on the background while they do some work or whatever. Which I have a lot of YouTubers or podcasts that I like listening to in the background while I do my work. So it's kind of cool to like be that to someone else, or be able to like provide that or whatever. Oh, Glad to stay longer this time. It's 11:42 right now, and I got to wake up early. A little, but this, yeah. Oh, well, thanks for dropping by, Animation Studio. Bye bye, man. See you next time. Enjoyed hanging out with you. Where did it go? I can't find the custom boomerang. I feel bad about that. I don't know where I put it. I'm probably looking in the wrong place. Yeah, I don't know. If I find it, I'll show it, but if not, I don't care. If I find it in between this and the next stream, which I want to do kind of like a weekly kind of stream, but we'll see. I think you should keep it as it is. Oh yeah, is that for the... Yeah, I think I'm just going to keep it like that so I can move forward with the other shots. Because I don't think that's bad. And it's going to save me more time. Rate this movie's color grading from 1 to 10. Oh, for Brand New Day? I think it's great. Like, it's honestly, like, one of the best visually looking MCU movies ever, I think. I give it, like, an 8. I think it's really good. And Doomsday, from the teasers that we've seen, also looks visually really good. I think with the color grading. So, yeah. Like, it looks great so far. I mean, like... even whenever it's kind of gray looking in this shot, I mean, I would prefer this to be a little more colorful. But it's more of just like the scenery is supposed to be dark and dreary, I guess. So I'm okay with it. If there's a story reason, I'm okay. Or like a mood reason to make you feel something. Or because like color grading has to go hand in hand with the movie. But I do feel like a lot of times nowadays, most movies are like... just gray, you know. Gray and dull, because for some reason that's just the visual style, but I don't think all movies demand to be gray and dull. So I think it's really good so far. I love 2000s style color grading. Everything was so warm, and there wasn't the full switch to digital cameras. Okay, yeah, I mean, like I do like a lot of the color grading from the like early 2000s. I mean, like, I don't necessarily love how warm it was. That's not necessarily my favorite style, because like you look at Transformers or even some of the X, or like the one of the Wolverine movies, and it's like he literally just looks orange. Which is kind of funny, right? But I don't like, I mean, you know, it looks better than some stuff that we get today, but I don't love it whenever it's like super warm looking. But I will say though that film, like cameras that record on film, do it does like capture more just like color or other stuff like that just naturally than digital. But just because you film something on film doesn't make it better than digital, right? Because there's some movies that are filmed on digital that look like that they're filmed on film, and there's some other movies that were filmed on film that look digital, right? So it really matters not necessarily what tools you use, but how you use those tools, you know? So it's more important of like with color grading how you do it in post, I guess, but it's like film did a number of that stuff just naturally, I think. But you can even ruin that natural, like, I guess capture or whatever by doing some other stuff, and you can just make it look digital. Like some of the best, I think, like cinematographers or whatever are people who've been in the business for a while, or not just cinematographers, but just like color graded, I don't know, people who work on movies, that deal with the color or whatever, are some of the people that have been in the business longer and have seen the transition from digital to film, and they can make digital look like film because they know how to use the tools right. But there's a lot of people who don't fully know how to use the tools right. Yeah. I get bored of warm colors fast. I think there needs to be a balance. Like some movies, even if we look at Spider-Man here, like, we see this, or no, hold on. We see this shot here, I guess, like some cooler colors, right? But then whenever we go to the party scene, it's a lot warmer, right? But the whole movie isn't this, right? So like, I'm not saying that there's a lot of stuff. I'd say for the most part we do see warmer colors, but it doesn't seem like Transformers or whatever when everything's just orange. Oop. Yeah. Oh yeah, I get that. Transformers went too far. Yeah. One of the most gray and dull movies is Interstellar. Really? You think so? But there was a reason. I mean, yeah, I haven't seen Interstellar in a while. I think I only watched that movie once. But yeah, I mean, like, it fits the story, I guess. Like, even, I guess, like, Captain America 1, or some of the Captain America movies are kind of dull and gray, but at least for the first two, I'd say that it really fit the tone of the movie. While then, I think because of how good the Winter Soldier was, and how much, I guess, like, the fans loved it, they're like, oh, okay, well, let's just kind of mimic this visual style. And so not every MCU movie, but a bunch of them after that just became gray. Not all of them, though. I don't think every single one. I think some of them are like, well, like, for instance, Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts isn't fully gray. Like, I'd say that the skin tones in that movie especially are still, like full of color, I guess. I know that out of context that sounds kind of weird. But, like, the final battle or, like, the final area is kind of gray looking, but, like, it fits the story. And I still feel like that there's color in that movie. Like, Yelena's suit is, even though it's darker, it has, like, some green, like, it has a hint of green in that suit. And the green doesn't always pop, but it's, like, it's seeable, I guess. Noticeable, right? How do you feel about Hulk being part of Brand New Day instead of Doomsday? I originally didn't love the idea of Hulk being in this movie, but I'm actually all for it. Well, now I am anyways. Just seeing how they're using him and stuff, I think it looks really cool. I think Bruce Banner and Peter, their dynamic seems really fun. I just really hope they don't do the whole thing where Hulk remembers Peter is Spider-Man. I go more in depth on this in my Rhinos Galore channel, which I'm plugging again because I want to do good on that channel. the goal, I'm gonna sidetrack real quick. The goal for the Rhinos Galore thing is where that could be more of kind of like a business that I make money on, and where it's like I can do a video a week and or twice a week, or the goal is to do a video a weekly on Rhinos Galore, and where if that gets big enough, that could be a good source of income. And then Super Brickster, which isn't necessarily the most consistent, like, even if I post videos consistently, the views aren't necessarily as consistent because not all the videos will get the same amount of views necessarily, if that makes sense. Like, my Spider-Man versus Venom video was my most popular video, right? Not all my videos are like, if I made videos consistently, I guess, to that scale, not all of them are going to make the same views or whatever, right? So that's not necessarily like a super consistent flow of income, but the Rhinos Galore thing, especially if I like stay consistent with it, could be. So it's like, hopefully that becomes more of like a business or just a thing that I do for as work, while this Super Brickster channel, which I still want to, be monetized here and I can still make money on that, right? But I also want it to be kind of like, to keep it still as a hobby. right? Because trying to do this as like full-time work could be hard, especially if it's like a video that I work really, really hard on for months and months, and it makes not as much as I wanted it to, right? Which again, if I keep this as a hobby, that's not going to be as devastating, right? Because I don't really lose much necessarily, but we'll see. But I'm really excited to see Hulk in Savage Hulk, so that's going to be fun. I think digital is a scapegoat. It can look amazing, but doesn't need as much effort compared to film, so some studios get lazy with the tools. Yeah, I think I agree with that to an extent. I mean, also it's cheaper, right? Where it's like you can go and post and make digital look like film by doing a number of stuff, or even just filming them, like just filming the movie with like well, right? And color grading it well and stuff like that. And you're not using money every second you're filming, right? Because like with film, that's one of the downsides, I guess, because you're using film every time you're filming, right? And film, it may not necessarily be the most expensive thing, but it's still money that you're using every single time. Which again, I'm not trying to diss on film. I think film is great. Like, I'm so excited to see what the Odyssey does with those huge IMAX cameras being filmed on film, being edited like they used to edit movies on film by cutting the film and stitching it back together. And then I think like they're color grading it by putting like filters on top of the film. Insane. Like, I am so excited to see that. Yeah, I'm really excited. But like I love both. Like, both can be used different ways, right? And there's different things that you have to do to use both of them to their full extent, and some people don't quite know how to do that, or they're lazy or whatever. But yeah, the final battle in the city and Thunderbolts is cool because almost everything is gray except yellow is extremely vibrant. Interesting. I mean, yeah, Sentry is yellow. Even the sky is tinted yellow. Is it? I never really noticed, because it was cloudy, so I never even noticed the sky being tinted yellow. But I mean, like, you know, I think Thunderbolts is also like a really good looking Marvel movie visually. Where like even whenever they're in the desert doesn't feel gray. You know, it feels like it has color in it. Ever been to IMAX? I have. Only once though. I don't think if Odyssey is really good, I'm gonna have to rewatch it on IMAX if I can get the chance. Excuse me. But the only time that I've been to an IMAX was actually this year. Rewatching Project Hail Mary, whenever it got its extended IMAX runtime or view. I don't know. We watched it first at just a normal theater. I fell in love with the movie, and I'm like, I need to see this again in IMAX, and so we did. Yeah. And it was really, like, the screen was huge, so it was really cool to see that movie specifically. Okay. Here, I can show you guys the tank scene. I guess we can start here. I'm still gonna have to do some green screen stuff and whatnot. Here, let me see if I can turn up the audio real quick. Here we go.
Spider-Man.
The hell, Frank? You just hit me with a van!
Put your whip in. Suit yourself. Mother.
Go home!
So there's that bit. Which, oh, I think Many Motion Films likes Project Hail Mary. It's my favorite movie of the year so far. Like, we're going to see if Odyssey and Brand New Day change that, but I just love that movie so much. Like, it's one of those movies that if you turn it on in the house, or like it's not something that I can just have in the background, I don't think. It's something where I have to just sit down and watch it. You know? When we got it on, when we actually bought it on Amazon and watched it in the house for the first time, I just sat through all the credits, even the ones in like the different language. I was just sitting there because I love that movie so much. Have you played Rivals since the season 9 update? I have actually. I've played it multiple times in the last couple of days. Love Cyclops. He's actually, I think, one of my favorite heroes to play at the moment. Yeah, I played. I mean, I've been playing, I think, every day for the past like 4 days. But before that, I hadn't played since. I think since I maybe picked it up once or twice since my last Marvel Rivals stream, but I don't remember. I really haven't been active on it since recent. But I like Cyclops. He's a lot of fun. I definitely see some more nerfs in his future, though. More Lego Spider-Man stuff. Oh, yes. I live near one of the biggest in the world. Whoa, that's cool. They show documentaries now and then. They look spectacular on screen. That's really cool. Yeah, I'm not going to say which state I'm in, but I was able to go to, I think, the biggest screen in the state that I'm in, or one of the biggest screens. I'm not sure how big it is compared to, like, one of the biggest IMAXs in the world, but it's just, I remember walking in the theater where the screen was, and I'm like, the screen was massive, right? And I was like, whoa, this screen, this movie, oh yeah. Yeah, Hail Mary was just so much fun to see. I've only seen it 3 times. I don't want to overwatch it because it genuinely is just one of my favorite movies, period. But, yeah. I love it. I made the mistake of not watching Project Hail Mary in theaters. That's sad. But, hey, you've still seen the movie. I'm sure someday down the line they'll re-release it in theaters. Maybe not soon. It's probably going to be a long while, but I'm sure we'll get there someday. Here. I'll show you guys something else from this trailer too. Here, we'll do this.
And for those spiders who make it through, it amounts to a kind of...
Here, I'll show just a little more than that because I thought it was going to be a longer clip. Here.
Stay out of my way.
You're losing it, kid.
I also thought that was going to be longer, but that is one of the shots I need to do, and this is a really hard shot, and I'm not looking forward to doing it. I'm sure I'll still enjoy doing some of it. It's just going to be difficult, though. Yeah. Well, here, I can show you guys a bit of this, but this, with some of these shots, it's like I'm going to have to crop this in, but I just want to kind of like show you guys how, you know, filming these, it's a little different sometimes. Or I mean, just like the process of filming, because like, again, like I'm going to crop this in because of course, like the little door that Spider-Man opens, it's not going to be like this, you know, so I'm just going to like zoom in and stuff. So you see a little bit of Spider-Man, but so it looks like it's like you're not seeing any of the outside of the tank because it's zoomed in too much for that. And then with this, I have this little thing built around, so whenever I do like zoom in or whatever, which this isn't exactly how it's going to look, but whenever I do zoom in, Like, it looks like that there's some wall around. It may not look perfect, but I don't know. I just thought it was an interesting, like, little behind the scenes thing that you guys could see. But yeah. Oh, here, let me actually show you guys the ninja stuff too. Because I really like the ninja stuff. Wait, so hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Like I said, it needs to be 15 frames, so let me just do that. And then hide frame. Turn camera to end.
Rebirth.
Nice flowers.
Oh, they're, housewarming.
I'm MJ.
I'm just a neighbor from across the hall.
Friendly neighbor.
Yeah. Okay, I think I have some comments to read real quick. I saw it like a week ago for the first time. Oh, nice. I'm sorry to ask, but are you going to make the trailer too? No, I don't think so. It is peak though. I do agree. But it's just, there's a number of projects that I want to make and do, and like, of course, I'm really happy with how this trailer has been turning out, and I do feel like that it has some of the best stuff that I've made. But I'm done with it. As in, like, I am ready to be finished with it, you know? But yeah. Hold on. I'm trying to find where I was. Have you ever read the original Spider-Man comics? No. Not like the OG ones, but there was I got, I think like last year when I was on vacation, we went to like a bookstore or whatever. And there was like, here, I think I can actually, well, no, I don't want to move the camera right now because I want to keep the lighting all the same. But there was like, I'm not sure if it has all of the original like Steve Ditko comics, but it has a decent chunk of them in just like one book. And that was like $30, so that was cool. At this point, wait, hold on. Have you ever read the original? Oh, no, I already read that. I'm sorry. At this point, you could just play the trailer. Maybe, but seeing the whole thing together, though, is different than... I mean, like, I don't know. I still want there to be some new stuff whenever it actually comes out on YouTube. Where's the... Oh, here we go. That does look cool. It's funny, the last while this bit has just been a picture of the trailer, and so actually seeing like a Lego part take its place is cool. So now this is where I'm going to animate the Spider-Man part, which is going to be difficult. And I'm not sure how much of it I will do today. What are some of you guys' favorite movies of the year so far? Project Hail Mary is my favorite so far. I haven't really seen anything else. No, I feel like I have seen. I feel like that there is more movies that I've seen this year. I'm just forgetting it. I hear Sheep Detectives is really good. I just haven't seen it yet. Which, by the way, it was perfect that this door piece was here so I could have Boomerang just stand on it. That was really cool. The Mandalorian and Grogu movie was okay. Yeah, I heard that, like, I wasn't excited for it, and then I just heard it was, like, episodes of the TV show, you know? Just like, a couple episodes of the TV show just put in as a movie. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I hear that it's, like, I don't hear that it's bad, you know? I just hear that it's okay. And if I'm going to watch it, I'm just going to wait for it to hit streaming. Which, like, as a guy who wants theaters to succeed, that maybe isn't the best thing to do, but, like, if I already know that the movie to, like, what I want it to be, or just, like, I know that it's not going to give me, give me my time worthwhile, I guess. And if there isn't going to be a movie, if the movie isn't up to the standards, or just not something I'm interested in, because I don't think it's going to be good, and then I hear it's not good, I'm not going to watch it necessarily. I mean, even Ryan Gosling, I think earlier this year, he said, your job isn't to go to theaters or watch movies in theaters to keep the theater industry alive or whatever. It's our job to make movies worth going to theaters. And I'm glad that someone in the industry said that, because I feel like that really is true. Because if you guys keep making bad movies and we're having to go to theaters so the theater industry doesn't die, or the movie industry doesn't die, but they're bad movies and you guys aren't making anything worth to go to the movies, then what's the point of that, you know? So I'm glad that Ryan Gosling was just like, no, it's our job to make good movies, guys. So you actually have a reason to go. But yeah. Sheep Detectives is alright. I've heard it's more than alright, though. Which is interesting. No Other Choice. Great Korean film. That's funny. I never actually watched The Mandalorian. Just a few episodes of season 1. Season 1 and 2 are really good. Season 3 is dog water. Is absolute trash. It's fun. It's like, loved the first 2 seasons. Then the Boba Fett show came out and undid something that season 2 built up. And I just completely lost interest in practically anything Star Wars right at that moment. You know, it's like I just lost any interest in Star Wars because I'm like, you're kidding me, right? Man. And Mando season 3 was dog water. That's one of the reasons why I didn't even want to go and watch the Mando movie, because the last season was dog water. You know? And the movie didn't look good enough for me. Or for me to want to watch it. But I'm going to watch The Backrooms, and I heard that's good. I heard Backrooms is good. I've never been big on the Backrooms lore. In fact, I actually thought the Backrooms concept has been around longer than 2019. For some reason. I just thought it's been around for decade, or not decades, but over a decade. I don't know why, but I that's how much I knew about it. I hear that it's a good movie. I'm just not really big on horror. So I also haven't watched Obsession, even though I also hear that's good, but I'm just not a horror guy. But something that makes me really happy about both of those movies is that YouTubers directed those movies and were able to have them go to theaters. I think that's just an awesome step for the industry. And as a YouTuber myself who wants to be a director, that is encouraging. Yeah. I was really excited for The Mandalorian and Grogu. I will probably still get it on disc. Yeah. I mean, dude, it's crazy that PlayStation, I mean, it's expected to me that PlayStation is just going to stop physical media for the games. Ever since they Xbox and PlayStation both put out a console that didn't have a disc drive, Like I'm pretty sure we all knew that I didn't exactly expect it to be this soon, but I'm pretty sure we all knew that physical media was coming to an end. Whether that was going to be 2 years from then, 5 years, or 10 years, it was coming to an end. You know, and in 2028 they're going to stop, so that's kind of crazy. Yeah. But honestly, it's like I haven't bought a physical game in a long time. So it's like I haven't necessarily been helping that, but it's like, I don't know. It makes sense why they're making this decision because it's cheaper for them, but I don't like it because I think physical media is good. The book of Boba Fett was not about Boba Fett. It was about some random guy wearing Boba's armor with the wrong paint job. That's funny. That's really funny. When it comes to horror, I only really like slasher films. the like really gruesome, gory stuff. Or I think that's a slasher horror film, right? I'm not really knowledgeable on horror films. Yeah. I don't necessarily think PlayStation is stopping like DVDs though, because they're I think one of the biggest manufacturers of like movie DVDs. But like for video games, they're stopping it. But I don't know. They could be stopping it with movies as well. I don't actually know. Excuse me. Okay. I need something green where I can just have my Spider-Man like here or so. And I don't need him to be in the exact place where he's going to be in the frame. In fact, I can even film him right here. I just need the lighting to be somewhat similar for me to be happy enough. I used to have some green screen stuff that I could use. But now it's like I think there are some stuff that I know where they are that I can go and use. But it's like I'm streaming right now, so I don't want to just like leave the room for like 3 minutes. I just took off my headphones, and so now it's kind of weird to hear my voice without the headphones on. Hold on. I think I know where I can find something. I was incorrect. It was not where I thought it was. Makes me wonder if I can just use this, you know? But since there's all of these dark dots because of the holes that then fill up with shadows, makes me wonder if my software will pick that up as green. I don't think it will. Goodbye, got to go. Alright, thanks for dropping by at Mini Motion Films. It's been a blast hanging out with you. Till next time. This is probably a good time to say I'm getting a old Spider-Man Homecoming Lego set, and it's called Beware of the Vulture. Yeah, I have that set. It's great. I remember when those sets first came out, and I think it was sets that I really wanted, but I don't think I had like enough allowance money for it, or even just like any money for it at all. And then one day, it was nighttime, but like my mom, she was like, you should go look in the office at the blah 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 near the blah blah blah, right? And I was like, huh, okay. And then the 2 Spider-Man Homecoming sets are right there, and blew up with excitement because I don't even think I told her that I wanted those specifically. It's possible that it's like, she just saw them in the store and just decided to pick them up. But it made me really happy, and I couldn't really get much sleep that night because it was already late. But then I went to bed, and I was too excited. And so it was harder for me to fall asleep. And then whenever I did wake up, it was early in the morning. It was like probably, well, like for me, early at that time was probably like 7 or whatever. So I just got out of bed as soon as I woke up to build the Lego sets. To all of you deprived viewers, or devoted devoted viewers. By devoted, I mean sleep deprived. Bye. Goodbye, Mini Motion Films. Till next time. I think the worst part about games no longer getting physical copies is that in the future, games from now on will be less accessible later on. If a digital game gets taken off the market, it's gone. Yeah, I think that's also like one of the reasons why it is not fun or not great scenario. And also it's like you don't even necessarily fully own your digital content, right? And so it's like, yeah, it's less accessible later on, but then also on top of that, it's like, at any point they can decide that it's not yours anymore and you can't do anything about it. So that's not fun. I wish I had a green piece of paper. I do, though, have this like microfiber towel here, but it comes across more yellow green than, I mean, it is already kind of a yellow green, but the light shining on it is giving it more of a yellow look, so that's not going to work. Interesting. I got the Homecoming Vulture set for $30. Wow, that's a steal. When it was still newish. Yeah, I am still here. Cannot resist talking about my first Spider-Man Lego set. That's your first Spider-Man Lego set? Well, congratulations. Wow, that's $30 for that set. And it's a 9-year-old set now. That's insane. For $30 is crazy. Because I think whenever it first came out, it was like 45 or something. Or at least I feel like it was that much. That's insane. $30 is a steal, bro. I really want it because of the minifigs and the build is pretty cool. Yeah. For the Homecoming set? For sure. Or are you talking about the Brand New Day set? No, not 5 years. 9. I meant to say, if I said 5, that was a mistake on my part, but I was thinking 9. Because that set came out in 2017, because the movie came out in 2017. And now it's 2026. Insane. I'm just trying to think if there's anywhere in this room where I actually do have something I can use for this green screen. And I'm thinking that I don't. And I do not think we have a green piece of paper. There's another thing that I can use, but I have to do some prep work on it first. Grr. I mean, I have a lot of blue paper. And, a part of me for a second was like, I could just use blue as a blue screen. Spider-Man's blue, so that's not going to work. At all. Now bye, for real, I think. Goodbye, mini motion films. We'll see if this is the actual goodbye. I don't know why I started looking through there. I just did. Do you have a green base plate? I do. But I was talking about this earlier though. Oh shoot. I don't think this will I think all these dots won't register as green in the because like all these shadows I don't think my software where I'm going to do my green screen will cut it out as green, you know? Where I have my settings right now, green just doesn't really, I don't even think it's like my color settings. I think it's just like how the camera just captures some of these colors where this green, yes, does look green, but it doesn't look like super green, you know? I am concerned with some of the light shining on it. You know what? I mean, yeah, I could use it, but I don't think this is going to be good enough. There's something else I can use, I think. Here, I'm gonna be right back. And I'm gonna go run across the house and try to find something that may or may not be there. So, I'll be right back. I'm back. I'm sorry for the wait. I have maybe found something that I can use. I think that can work. It's not the most green thing, but it could work. Alright, he's gone. Let's talk about him behind his back. He kind of smells, not gonna lie. Kind of. Like a Lego stop motion person. That's funny. That's 20. Okay, now I do notice that they, of course, like, since this is kind of reflective, grain is reflecting off of that, but I'm not going to be using that. I think that works. There's not really much green lighting on the character. Now, whether there's going to be green lighting on the character or not isn't necessarily the biggest deal. It's more of like, I don't know, just the fact that there is still like an outline for it to, like, you're going to be cutting out all the green, right? But there could still be an outline on the character, like a green outline on the character. But the less green you have shining on the figure, the better. But it doesn't necessarily 100% fix the problem. So yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It is 15, right? Ba, ba, ba. 15. Yeah, 15. Cool. Cool. Set idea, Incredible Hulk versus Abomination, epic moments. That would be cool. Okay. I need to grab my my Lego web pieces. I have a lot of them. I made this up just for the Abomination big fig. That's funny. We really do need an Abomination big fig. Just like, it'd be really like, I really want. I think it's really cool that Lego did invent like a new way that big fig heads work, where they can move and stuff. I just don't think they've been fully taken advantage of that yet, you know? Where, why can't we get like Abomination with his own headpiece to have his like ear fin things, or even Thanos? Like, you literally have a head with a stud on it. Why don't you go ahead and give him his helmet, where you can remove it or put it on yourself? Like, that would be really cool. Okay, something I need to do is actually move the camera down, so I can have Spider-Man centered like this. A problem I just realized is that the web goes off screen onto this stuff. Interesting. What if we got a Lego set for every mission from Lego Marvel Superheroes game? That would honestly be so cool. But I mean, all the minifigures would be outdated if they wanted to be really accurate with it. That would be cool, though. Now that would be, especially with the raft mission. Oh yeah, the raft mission would be awesome. And hey, we could get our Lego Abomination big fig. Yeah. I'm not sure if every mission, though, would need a set. I mean, like, the Savage Land would be cool. We could get Rhino. We could get a Statue of Liberty being controlled by Magneto. That would be cool. The space station would be awesome. There's something that I was just thinking of that could have been really cool. Oh, the Oscorp with the symbiote everywhere. That was awesome. Lego jump scare. Ah. Oh, that's cool. That's good. Look at that. That's good. Now, whether the editing software will register all of this as green or not. This light is like shining all this stuff, which makes this a little different of a shade. So it makes me wonder. Here, let me cook. Here, let me go grab it. I can use this different kind of like tripod here. The other one, the one that I'm using right now, doesn't have that, or like this joint here. So I'm gonna have it face up so it shines up at Spider-Man and doesn't really get anything on this green screen here. Because normally it is a good idea to have your green screen lit up, but since this is a color light, I'm having it with like this warm light. It's probably not the best thing to shine on green, because then it's going to make it look yellow, I guess. But also, if I just remove the light entirely, Spider-Man, like the lighting kind of everywhere isn't quite the same. You know, Spider-Man's a lot darker, it just doesn't have that light on him. So we'll see how this works. Or the final mission with the Galactus minifig. Oh yeah, that would be cool. I think Sandman Central Station would be really cool if they did a brick-built giant Sandman in the style of the giant Ant-Man in the OG Civil War set. I agree. And I think like if they do that, Galactus would have to be in that OG Lego big figure scale thing as well, to make him look like just a big Lego minifigure. Okay, I think that's better right there. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. That looks good. And then I can kind of just have Spider-Man go like, wee. Now, I am kind of concerned with this. I think some of it will be cast as green, but not all of it. So I'm going to have to do some cut and through. Or I just change the support with some green pieces, but I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I think I have the Civil War set, the OG one. Me too. I actually, yeah, I still have that big fig, or that big giant man figure. Hold on. It's hiding from me. So weird. I feel like I see it all the time. Oh, there it is. I found it. Here we go. Yeah. I customized it a bit. I think I changed the arms. I think the arms are just full black, but I changed it to have, like, the wrist thing there with, like, the blue controls. And, like, the red shoulders. And then I added some stuff to the back. Just some studs here. I probably need to add some more different detail besides just plain black. But it's really cool. And I love that they decided to let us move this mouthpiece, because that is also really cool. Yeah, this was like one of the coolest just Lego Marvel things that they did. I mean, honestly, this period, what they've done, because this really is cool. It'd be really awesome to see them do this even on a bigger scale, like some of those Harry Potter Lego mini, like big giant minifigure thingies, but for Ant-Man. That'd be awesome. Instead, we keep getting these weird action figure Lego builds. I don't like them. Hey bro, do you prefer Lego stop motion animation or the Lego Blender animation? I think stop motion, just because I do stop motion, right? And I just realized that this fell down, and I didn't want that to happen. There we go. Just kind of like, I do stop motion. I grew up with the whole stop motion thing. I think Blender is really cool, but I just prefer stop motion. Like, there are some stuff in Blender that you just cannot do with Legos, you know? So, yeah. No way to Too Bad Minds is in the Lego box of Doom. That's funny. Dr. Doom's Doom Ray of Doom. I love that game so much. Lego box of Doom. Break stuff. Yeah. We all have that one or two or five or six sets that have just been lost to time because they were put in a bin. Or something happened where they just ended up in the box of Doom. Yeah. One of those sets for me was the Age of Ultron. The Age of Ultron Quinjet. My family, we all went to like Disney World in 2015, I think. Yeah, it's 2015. And that's when Age of Ultron was starting to come out. So the Lego sets were in the Lego store there. And so I got that Lego set and a bunch of other Lego sets at Disney World. And that set in particular, and a couple other sets that I got at Disney World, since, you know, we were traveling, I either didn't have time to finish the set, or I did finish the set, but what happened after, I mean, like, I didn't lose the stuff. There's still somewhere in this house, just in a bunch of bins or whatever, so. Yeah, so the Age of Ultron Quinjet. There was also that Marvel Comics set where MODOK was in it, like the first Lego MODOK. That set was also one of those, except I had that actually built for a while at home before it was all lost to time. There's another set. Oh, the Justice League Jet set or whatever. That was another one that it wasn't at Disney World when I got it, but it's not assembled. I don't think I even ever fully assembled it, because I think one of the reasons where everything went wrong is because I got it, I think, at my grandparents' house, but I wanted, I think, to have like some of the minifigures in my hand at that moment, so I just opened the bags just to grab the minifigures instead of actually going through and building the set, which isn't the worst thing, but I was younger at that time, and I think I didn't lose all the pieces there, but I never assembled it fully, so yeah. I had to, because I had to move away just to move back. Oof. Most of my old Lego sets are in the Lego Box of Doom. That's sad. Am I in the minority for wishing Ant-Man and the Wasp were in Phase 1 of the MCU as the OG Avengers? I mean, I don't know, maybe. I'm fine. I wasn't. I don't know. I really do like the original 6 Avengers that we had. I mean, we could have had Ant-Man and Wasp, but I don't know if that would have, because like Black Widow and I mean, I don't know. Like I feel like 8 original Avengers would probably be a little too much. You know, where like I don't know. I think 6 was really a solid good number. You know, where as the movies go on, you can introduce more and more Avengers and have the team become bigger and bigger. But I think for the first movie, having 8 heroes to start with and giving all of them their fair share of screen time, I don't think that would have been the easiest thing to do, or even the best thing. I mean, like, there's definitely a way for them to do it, and it could have worked, I think. I don't know, I just really like how it ended up. But I also wouldn't be opposed to having Ant-Man and the Wasp being original Avengers, because they were some of the original Avengers in the comics, so that would be kind of cool to see, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. In the Ultimates, the comic series, the Avengers movie was based off, they had 8, and this comic was goated. I don't know, I've heard mixed things about the Ultimate universe. I mean, like, I'm not the most knowledgeable comic guy, but I know a decent amount of comic stuff because I watch videos and other things like that. Where it's like, I think for them, like, there's a lot of revolutionary ideas and cool stuff in the Ultimates universe. I feel like, though, that there was also a lot of really garbage stuff. I think Ultimate Spider-Man, the original Ultimate Spider-Man, was probably the better one. But even then, I think that still had, like, a bunch of junk. But, I mean, like, I'd say probably with, like, the good in that series probably outweighs the bad for Ultimate Spider-Man, because it just have revolutionary, I feel like it was, for a lot of modern interpretations of the character. And also then later it introduces the character of Miles. So, I don't know, like, I think there's a lot of cool ideas. Like, I think the Maker, the Reed Richards, the Maker, I think is awesome. So it's like, there's a lot of good ideas and there's a lot of bad ideas. I feel like sometimes they just focused on too much of, like, trying to be too dark and serious, but, or realism or whatever. But again, like, you know, there's good stuff and bad stuff. I think my Scuba Iron Man set is in there, and Agent Coulson, Justin Hammer, and the Hulkbuster Age of Ultron, the first one, and the old big one, Ant-Man. Hold on. The first one, the old big one, Ant-Man. Most of the Infinity War sets are in there too. That's sad. Yeah. I still have my Infinity War sets on my shelf. Dude, that was so cool. Getting all of those Infinity War sets, collecting all the 6 Infinity Stones. That was awesome. That was, like, just being like, oh, I have to collect all the sets so I can have all the 6 Infinity Stones to put in the gauntlet. That was so much fun. And I didn't get all of them right away. Like, it took me a number of months to be able to have enough to be able to get all of them and collect the sets. But whenever I did get that final one, it was so satisfying. Yeah. It was a good time to be a Lego Marvel fan. All right. Now I'm just kind of like thinking of how to film this. I think I need to grab another one of these and just put it here so I just have a little more flexibility of where I can have Spider-Man. And then I need to have a support for our web slinger here. So I don't have to hold it with my own shaky hand. Which may not be the worst option, but I don't know. How does he move in this bit? Okay, so there isn't... It's more of just moving forward, but we see his right hand, he brings that down while he brings his left foot up. There is some movement here, but I don't think that's anything I'm really going to worry about. There isn't too much that he moves with his left hand. It's more of just like he rotates it more that way. But that's also something I don't think I'm really going to worry about. I mean, I might actually. There's not really any head motion that I'm going to worry about. But even him just moving forward in the frame, I'm just going to do that in post. I'm not going to worry about actually animating him going forward. I might, maybe. Because, I mean, even if I don't, I can just find a way to support him standing still. And then I can just move his left, or just move the limbs to the places that I need them to be while I keep him staying still, and I can move him, and I can have him move forward in post. We'll see. We'll see. I just don't have the Sanctum, but I am slowly rebuilding, like, the Thor Ragnarok arena. Yeah, the Thor Ragnarok arena was a good build. I remember I spent my own birthday money on that set. But then, I think like the following Christmas, which my birthday is in November, so it's really close. I then, my grandma, without knowing that I already had that set, got me another one of those, which made me really happy because I wanted to, so I can make a full arena. I just had mine lean forward and did the rest in post. Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah. My brain is kind of just thinking multiple things. Yeah, I think I want to do some like extra limb movement just because my brain is like, I have to because the original does. When that's not true, I don't have to do anything. But I want to. So, yeah. I think I'll just have him move forward in post, really. It'll keep that movement more consistent, whether instead of me having to get a rig set up and move it, and sometimes have the movement be a little jittery. Like I mean, even like this isn't perfect. Right? I like that I actually did it in frame. Right? And I'm happy that I did, and I do like the look, but it's not perfect, right? I think part of it is like maybe it could have been easier in green screen, but I think a part of it is just like the fact that I didn't have to shoot the background and then shoot this guy on a green screen later. I was able just to like scratch the shot off my list immediately, I guess. I don't know. We're getting there, guys. November birthday gang, yeah. Let's go. Yeah. Well, I'm tired. It's actually almost 12. That's crazy. The last 50 minutes flew by fast. But I think that's all that we'll do tonight. So clean. Love the practicality. Thanks, man. One of my like drives for doing a bunch of stuff practical is shit, I just lost my train of thought. What was I gonna say? Oh, so I don't have to do as much masking, was it? No. I don't remember what I was gonna say. I feel really weird about that. Because I still do have to do a lot of masking. But as I do film stuff, I try to work around masking as much as I can. Because it can be really annoying to do that. I mean, with this, I didn't have to do no masking, which made me happy with this shot right here. Sometimes it doesn't always give as good as a result when I do that. There's my Deadpool and Wolverine video. There's a number of stuff where like there's some really bad light flicker because my arm would be blocking the light because I'm holding the minifigure right off camera, so I wouldn't have to do any masking or whatever. But no, it's funny. Yeah, I like doing a lot of practical effects. It just saves time in post-editing or in post-production, but I am excited for this shot. Yeah. We're almost done with all the the other shots. There's this one, 37 frames. I'm not excited. That one's going to be hard. Another one that's going to be hard, which I think is going to be the one that I do after the frame that I'm working on right now. Where is it? Yeah, this one. The one where he's running, which I'll put on in the corner right now. Yeah. This one. It's such a long shot. He's running so much. And he puts on his mask and he does that awesome flip. That's scary. Dude, was it IB Clips? I think it was IB Clips that did it in your guys' trailer. He did such a good job at that. I appreciate the encouragement, Smash Break Productions. I appreciate it. I don't doubt that I can do it. It's just I'm looking at it and I know it's going to be hard, but you know what? I'm making a decision now that I'm not going to let it get to my head. So, yeah. All right, well, I'm tired. I mostly yapped while we did that. But it was fun to hang out with you guys again. It's been a while. I mean, I know that I did a stream not too long ago. But not as many people came that time. A lot more people came today, which is really cool. But yeah. Anyways, I think I'm going to call it a night because it is almost no longer night for me. But thank you guys so much for joining. It's been so much fun. I can't wait to do this again. Maybe later this week. Who knows? I definitely want to get into the groove of doing, like, if not weekly, every other week. So, yeah. Because sometimes it goes too long and I miss just chilling out on a stream with you guys. It was nice talking to you. See you next stream. See you next stream, man. Till next time. I feel like Skeletor when I say that sometimes. Till next time! From, like, the memes. I never watched the movie, though. I heard it was... I heard some people liked it, some people didn't. But, yeah. Alrighty. Bye-bye. Love y'all.